Rest for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
What's going on? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I am JJWW3, and that there is Walter Skinner. Over here, we have Wolfman, and we are your two dads.
Go ahead.
Give or take a dad. And we are here live every morning at rumble.com/JJW. We drink coffee. We talk news, politics, culture, pop culture, war, trans, where people, zombie politicians. It's we
hear you struggle with that every day.
Stumble, aliens, paper mache aliens, Mexican puppets. Good morning, folks. How are you? Hey, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, watch the show. If you leave because you get bored, you can come back. Nobody's gonna bother. Nobody's gonna be upset about that. And please, I don't know. What the fuck am I supposed to tell people to do? I forget. How do we make this thing successful?
You've got more of a potty mouth lately than I do.
I know.
What's wrong?
I woke up late. I woke up and I was like, oh, it's 5:15. I'm going to sleep for 15 more minutes. And then I was like, wait, hold on. Oh, 6:30. My kids are supposed to be awake and dressed now. Oh, no. And then, panic ensues.
Yes.
How are you guys doing? How are you doing? Good morning.
Excellent. How are you?
Worried about
the smoking man?
I'm good. It'll make sense later.
The smoking man would have been a different character in X-Files if he had smoked a corncob pipe like you.
Yes, but I do not have a corncob with me today.
Oh. All right. Deke,
the smoking man was really not the bad guy in the X-Files.
No,
he was not the bad guy. He was trying the bad guy? He was trying to save humanity, but he just had to do some tough things to save humanity.
Bad guy was
he was Thanos.
His name.
He was trying to save by doing some really screwed up stuff. He knew secrets.
I always liked the beginning of X-Files where it was like monster or like you don't know really what's going on, and then they had this like bigger plot, and I was just like, I was like, I can't follow the plot, and then it ended up with like a movie in Antarctica with a spaceship under the ice or something, and I was like, I don't have any idea what's going on.
It's good.
Anyway,
good. I just watched it a couple of years ago because it was on Prime. I was like, back in the day we would just watch certain episodes. I hadn't seen every episode of the X-Files like we can stream and binge watch today. So I was like, I'm going to do this, and I did, and I watched every single one of them. And some of those early '90s ones are hard to watch. You're just like. But they're good. Those first two, the first one or the second one was based on a real FBI guy's investigation. That straight up first.
We're gonna have an X-Files ish segment today, so we're gonna have some of that. But before that, we got to do some music, and then we're gonna talk about.
Let's get a little spooky with music. Go over here to the Discord server, which is right there. Touch my finger
over there.
Look, I'm like I'm touching.
Or you can click the link in the description below, and it might work.
I'm trying to give you a 5.
You're pushing it. Oh,
I'm trying to give you a 5.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm wrong way.
Dyslexic.
Okay, this is long. I'm doing that. We've got 3 more. Yeah, we've got 3 more days of Halloweeny songs. So we've got some good ones left saved for the end. JJ, you're going to like this one today. It is by Houdini. The freaks come out at night. Ow, the freaks come out at night. I hope we don't get struck by YouTube for me singing this song. Yeah, this is a good one. Houdini was one of the first nationally owned hip hop groups at the time, and they kind of that they invented. Now looking back on it, they say they invented that New Jack Swing. They kind of took the rap that was out at the time and they was mixing it with some R&B feel, and it was kind of something different. So there you go. There's your Halloweeny song, your Sinister Minister Werewolf song today. I'd never heard of this song. I'd never heard this song. The name.
Glad to expand your mind, Deacon.
I pulled a JJ and was judging a book by its cover. You don't do that all the time. I judged the book by its cover for this because of the name. Okay. But I listened to the song and I really liked the song. So the name is Werewolf featuring Bring Me the Horizon, but it's Lil Uzi Vert. And I've heard my son say this before, these three words mixed together, Lil Uzi Vert. And so this is pretty, I mean, if you like metal, this is
I did not expect metal.
It's really good. Yeah,
it's good.
I'm going to listen to this just to see what it sounds like. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of nice. I like this. I'd like to hear more of that, actually. So,
the thing about metal is it seems like you don't even really need, hey, Miss Dangered, I missed you. Where you been? You got to holler at us some more. Hey. Look, there's Miss Dangered. Hey, the thing about metal is, like, if you're an aspiring musician, like, you don't need, like, good equipment at all. Like, I have no idea what that guy's saying. He's just like, rah, 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 rah. You can do that with, like, anything as long as it's loud.
That's what I used to say about scream metal. There's a lot of people that's like, I don't like that scream metal. I don't like that scream metal. How do you listen to that? And me personally, I'm not listening to the scream. I'm listening to that drummer play 16th notes with his feet in about a 220 time signature, and me going, how is he doing that? And then how is he doing that clean for 3 minutes straight? So
let me just say, if you, I'm not going to play the song. If you guys go to the YouTube page and you see this picture, you're going to, like, one thing is going to pop in your mind of like, okay, it'll be kind of like this. And then you hit play and you're like, well, that is not at all go with that picture. So it's pretty great. I like undermining expectations. That's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. All right, folks.
There are a lot of that undermining expectations. There are a lot of reaction videos. You know, these reaction videos, there's only a few that I like to watch. And there's some where there's black youth that look urban black youth that are watching country music or metal and giving their honest opinion on it. It's so good. I follow like 2 or 3 of those guys that really give they're young people and they give a really good, honest opinion on what they think about that music. It's really good. I really enjoy watching some of those.
You know, I think the last like reaction videos I watched were that Friday morning when we broke Oliver Anthony to the nation because, you know, we broke it before everybody else picked it up that weekend. You guys should have been here. You would have heard it first. Anyway,
he made my sermon that weekend.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
You welcome, Oliver.
Just a side reference.
All right, guys. I'll continue without supporting you. Guess what? Oh, holy what? I forgot about that story. Where's my war story? Oh, here it is, right here. Guess what? Guess what the United States did last night? We bombed some people.
Are we at war?
I'm not sure. This is pretty much how to get there, though. The United States strike. Yeah. Biden was like, "Oh no, the Republicans got their stuff together. I need to do something, or else they're going to be investigating my son again."
Let's pull that back up. I'm very interested in this. Yeah. What the hell happened?
Yeah. The United States strikes Iran-linked sites in Syria in retaliation for an attack on U.S. troops. Remember earlier in the week, it was like maybe Monday, Tuesday, it might have been this weekend, there were some drone attacks at U.S. military bases in Syria. First of all, why do we have bases in Syria at all?
We have bases everywhere.
I know, but like Syria's not like a buddy of ours. Why do we have bases in Syria?
I would want a base as close to the guy that's pissed off at me as possible, dude. And hey man, can I put a base here and we'll give you some food and shit? You know, I just want to keep an eye on Jeff over here across the street because he keeps freaking pruning my tree and it's pissing me off. That's what I would do. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And do good. I look, I'm not intending to offend metalheads. It was just a joke.
I didn't even hear your joke, or I'd have been offended.
Yeah. Well, I was saying basically
really loud.
metal sounds like trash, and you don't need good equipment to record it.
Oh no. I was taking that as I took that as you really don't. You need a kid with a guitar and a shitty amp with a shitty guitar.
Yeah.
Metal music.
It's out. I mean, yeah.
You don't need good equipment. You need crappy cymbals.
All right. So the Pentagon says the U.S. military launched airstrikes early Friday on 2 locations in East Syria linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. The U.S. strikes, the U.S. military launched these on 2 locations. The strikes reflect the Biden administration's determination to maintain a delicate balance. The U.S. wants to hit Iranian-backed groups suspected of targeting the U.S. as strongly as possible in order to deter future aggression, possibly fueled by Iran's war against Hamas, while also working to avoid inflaming the region and provoking a wider conflict. So Biden's plan to keep things from getting more tense and hostile is to bomb Iran in Syria. Now, Iran. Now, here's the web of bullshit here. Iran is obviously funding Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. So Iran is absolutely using these terrorist groups as proxies. They're clapping for them when they kill Jews, and Hamas is like expecting that Hezbollah is going to join in, and Iran is going to back them up. And they're going to push Jews from the river to the sea. They're expecting that, and Iran's like, we're not quite in there. And so now,
I don't know. I think what scares me about this story. What scares me about this story this morning is another story that I saw that is this.
Mm-hmm.
Read that headline. You see that?
Yeah. At the United Nations, Iran warns U.S. will not be spared if war in Gaza continues.
He says that he said will not be spared from this fire. I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome an expansion of the war in the region. But if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire, he told a meeting of the 193-member General Assembly on the Middle East. And he did that yesterday.
Yeah. So there is, that's saber rattling for sure. That is, I'm threatening to do something. Now what we are doing is positioning like 2 strike groups in the Mediterranean or in the region so that we can just destroy all kinds of stuff. I think we have like 11 strike groups. I think that's the number I keep hearing.
Do you think that's not a saber? I mean, that is saber rattling, but I don't think that's saber rattling. I think that's drawing the pistol and holding it at your side. I think that's drawing the sword and holding it, not holding it aggressively, but we've got 6 million immigrants that have come over in the past 2 years. You don't think that he's got an army over here? 7 million.
I absolutely think that there are wackos ready to go. Yeah. There is. I think there is.
It's your state.
So what'd you say earlier about why do we have a base in Syria?
Yeah.
Because Syria already has bases here.
I get that, but like Biden's policy ought to be close our damn border. Close our damn border and, stop threatening the rest of the world. Because, we're not the good guys exactly. We have our interests. Everybody else has their interests. There's a lot of people going to die. And if this thing escalates, a lot of our kids are going to get killed.
History is told by the winners. All right. Every side thought that they were the good guy at one point.
No, I don't.
History is told by the winners.
I know. All right. So I guess, do you want to be good or do you want to win?
Right.
America. Do you want to be good or do you want to win? I want to be good. I don't want to have to fight.
I think most Americans are like that. Most Americans are We don't want to fight. How can we do this some other way? But the small percentage of Americans that are feverishly screaming at the top of their lungs are unfortunately the loudest and the only ones that the world sees. Because all of us are like, shut up. I've got to work. You're standing in the middle of the road and I'm going to be late for work is what it is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want war. And you know what? I honestly believe that people in Russia don't want war. And I believe that people in Iran, and you know what? Let me just say this too. I don't want to go to war with Iran. I'm not afraid of Iran. I don't give one flying fuck about what's in Iran. I don't know what's over there. I don't care. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to put our stuff in there. I don't want to blow things up. I don't want to be involved in Iran. Like, they're their own country. Let them be. Why are we doing? The only thing that is provoking this whole thing.
That Middle East is we were told that is where the majority of the oil is in the world, and that's a big damn lie, I believe.
Right.
And it's just,
if we would just drill our own stuff, we have plenty of oil. We don't need oil.
But that land over there is holy land too. I mean, that is holy land for not just one religion, several religions. That is holy land. That's why these people fight. They've been fighting for a generation,
hundreds of years for sure, at least 1,000 years, like going on 1,000.
Thousands,
not thousands. Well, yeah, thousands. Yeah. But it's like militant Islam against like Jews,
right?
And
but you can
Christians.
Go back before it was
like 700.
The rise of Islam.
Yeah.
There was so much religious fighting.
There were so many different gods in that area.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get people to let this go?
Against each other.
Like, killing people today isn't going to bring back any of your ancestors that died. Not your grandparents, not your parents. And the only thing it's going to do is get your kids killed too. How do we get people to stop this shit? Anyway, I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome an expansion of the war in the region. But if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared this fire. And Hamas is being used. Hamas is straight up being used.
Yes.
And they think that the world is rallying around Palestine. No, you guys, it's so stupid. All right. Anyway,
I struggle with this whole genocide issue because, when Hamas attacked Israel, there's no warning, right? There might have been warning signs, but there was no warning given. When Israel started in on Gaza, they gave warnings, dropped flyers, and said, "Hey, we're coming in."
Probably not. Should not be in these buildings.
Yeah, the same thing happened in World War II. Hitler did that with the Jews. And so, definitely I see genocide, but is this a blown out term that's used for
media purposes?
It's propaganda,
you can't deny that it's such a strong term.
Yes, it is.
Murder is going on.
Yeah.
It's not just war. There's murder.
All right. Well, okay. I mean, this is when, first of all, this is us directly in action here. We're bombing stuff in Syria, assets of Iran. We're definitely they may think that this is going to slow things down, but this is in another angle. It's a commitment from us. It's us committing resources to this thing, which means we're going to be slower to respond to other things if other things happen. And there's other ongoing conflicts. And don't forget about Ukraine and Russia, right? Well, I saw this video on Twitter about some stuff happening on the Russian front. So check this out. Apparently, it's getting to be winter. So the critters on the front lines are like, "Hey, got to find somewhere to bed down, get warm." Look at this. There's a bit of a mouse problem in Russia. Let me pull the video up here. This is a bunk of a soldier in Russia on the front lines somewhere. Here we go. Oh, look, a couple of mice. Jeez, look at that. That's nasty, right there. What? God
Stop that.
Is that a potato?
Выселили меня нахуй, нарван отсюда.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if that's a potato or not. Did you see all these mice? Look at all of these mice.
What do you expect? A freaking hotel room and a concierge? It's freaking
I'm just
war.
saying.
I've got some World War I guys that would like to bunk in there with those rats.
I just want to remind all of you young guys that are like, go America, and you're thinking like we can win this thing. Life's gonna get awful for you if you end up getting dragged into this mess. You want to sleep with like an entire house of rats? That's not the only one though.
Did you see the picture of the ROUS? ROUS, rodents of unusual size for the uncultured.
Mm-hmm. Here you go. Look at this. Yeah. This is a rifle. This is an ROUS, dude. And the thing is, like in extreme situations, that thing might also be dinner. You know, that's
we saw a rat.
I don't know. There's a lot of meat on there. That might not be that extreme.
I saw a huge rat like that when we were in New York. I mean, holy crap! I didn't know they got to the size of house cats.
Yeah, dude. Some of them have tattoos.
God, but they got some. They got some like that in New York, though. Have you seen the videos of them cooking rats in New York?
Okay, change the subject.
Wow.
I've got breakfast after this, and I don't want to think.
Hey, I think did I mention this? I don't think I mentioned this the other day. There was I saw a story about like I don't know if you guys fly often. I know Deke, you don't really like to fly. I'm having to take a trip next week. I think, or maybe the week after that. And Dave, I don't know how often you fly. I saw a story the other day about counterfeit airplane parts being distributed throughout the supply system in shops that repair planes, things like this. So for those that don't know, every plane has like its own electronic book, and that electronic book maintains a list of all of the parts, every bit of maintenance, everything that gets switched in and out, anything that gets repaired. It maintains this electronic book. Right. So they are really, 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 really careful about the quality of parts for planes, because obviously you can't mess that setup up. Well, apparently there's some company out there that's making counterfeit parts with counterfeit certificates, distributing them.
China.
Temu, get your airplane parts on Temu. Flying like a billionaire. And yeah, so
that was good. That was a good one.
Yeah. So
you're an asshole, because I'm going to be singing that the rest of the day.
I have almost made audio clips for the show for that. Anyway, so
maybe that's what our show needs. Your two dads like a billionaire. No, man. Well, we need to work on that. Okay, we need to
do like a clip of something. Anyway, so there's like fake airplane parts, and they're not like, they're starting in the system. No. Though they're throughout the system, and they're in some of the planes, and they may be causing some of the problems that we have with planes lately. But I don't know if they caused this problem in particular. Here is a story over on Revolver.
That was a long way to go to be like,
I know. Well, you know, I just thought it would be fun to panic everybody about flying a little bit.
Thank you, JJ. I don't fly.
You're welcome. Thanks. 2 U.S. planes collide in midair while Pete Buttigieg focuses on diversity. Pete Buttigieg is our deputy secretary of transportation, in case you don't know, and he's doing a bang-up job of not doing anything about East Palestine. That's where that train wreck happened. You remember that?
Columns about 3 times.
I know, right? So, here you go. 2 private planes just collided on a takeoff at a major international airport in Houston. Oh, this is why I put the story here. This is like 30 miles from me. Not a near miss, an actual collision. Pilot claims the catastrophic ATC error while heading towards a major disaster. In positive news, the Federal Trade Commission just announced a new plan to diversify the air traffic control. We're going to diversify air traffic control.
Will you do me a favor?
Yep.
Turn your microphone down by 10.
Really?
At least.
It's already down at like 60.
No, that's good.
How's that?
That's great.
Yeah.
Maybe turn it up a smidge.
All right. Here. How about that?
Your voice sounds fine. It's just when you get really loud sometimes, it peaks out.
I need to put a clip filter on there.
Yeah. Okay. You're good now.
All right.
Just keep it low.
Okay.
You're allowed. You get when you get passionate.
I know. I get
loud.
excited. I love
my problem in my acting person, because I'm in a new play coming up, and the main thing that I do is I start really loud and then I get really soft.
Yeah.
I attack.
You know what I should do? I should do like Joe. Whenever he's giving a speech, you know, he gets real angry and then he whispers, "Oh, but we can do it. We're America."
Okay,
so this happened
about this image.
Well, this Driver.
Is yeah.
Bonk. How did
the guy not see him? It's a giant plane. They do have a window. They do have.
What in the world?
Don't blame air traffic control. I mean,
what? First of all, anyway. So I'm not flying out of Hobby Airport, but we're gonna diversify the ATC. I now hear myself. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, moving on. Before we get into our spooky stories, do you guys have anything else you wanted to talk about? Oh, I swear, I'm hearing feedback. I'm hearing me on one of your chairs. Yeah, Deke, I think your audio's bleeding over. We talked yesterday about Jamal Bowman and how he pled guilty and is paying a $1,000 fine, and he's going to have to issue a fake apology. He did not pull the fire alarm sign on accident. I'm sorry, Deke. I'm going to have to mute you and see if it's that. It's not that. Okay. I'm just hearing double. Jamal Bowman pulled the fire alarm to stop a vote in Congress. And not only did he pull the fire alarm deliberately, in this video, you're about to see that he first pulls down these signs. These signs are warning signs. You can't see it. Here it is. Check it out. Warning signs on the doors right here. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Walks up to the sign, kicks something, knocks this over, pulls the fire alarm. That was no accident. He wasn't trying to get out.
So what do those signs say?
Probably like you can't come in this door. It's locked and it's an emergency exit. I don't know. Yeah, it's too blurry for us to see what the sign says.
Yeah,
Jamal Bowman
pulled the sign down.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing. He's a big liar.
Yeah,
I don't know why you're having double audio.
It's because I did something here. I messed with something here. Oh, I bet that's what it was. All right. Wait, it's only 8:30. I hope you guys got some padding after this. All right.
I do.
Well, before here we go. I've been waiting for this. I think you've been waiting for this too.
The truth is out there.
God almighty.
We got some alien news, guys. All right. So check this out. I'm going to start with this. I know. I'm going to start with this. I told you yesterday about there was a video out of Colombia from an airplane of a UFO, Deacon. I thought you would just absolutely be all over this, but you didn't seem to know about the story. I have the footage here. I'm going to turn the audio down a little bit. Here we go. I want to get your reactions, guys. Please pay close attention to this, aliens. There it is. It is purportedly that is a UFO flying along.
A UFO. A UFO stands for unidentified flying object. That doesn't mean it's from outer space. UFO. Okay. That's what everybody says. Oh, that's a UFO. You've just said that that's a flying object that's unidentified. You didn't say it was an alien, right? I personally believe humans have technology to do this. I personally believe that. Everybody thinks that. I don't care.
What is your first take on what that actually is? Because all the videos and commentary that I saw was like it's an airplane. It's not an airplane. It's a UFO flying across the sky.
That could have been a new type of drone because it was moving and it wasn't doing anything unusual. I've seen much more unusual videos.
But you also honestly an airplane going how fast? 500 miles per hour, and that thing it's not like. I mean,
yeah, good point. That's right. Stuff. So, it honestly, if you consider that the plane is traveling one direction, and this thing looks like it's going the other direction, maybe that isn't moving at all. Maybe it's just floating like a balloon. I think it's a balloon.
Of course you would.
All right. Of course I do. Well, that's the easiest explanation.
That we're the only creatures in the universe, too.
I've never seen any other creatures except on Earth.
I think it's China.
It's China. That's what it is.
That might be. All right. Well, that didn't go near as long as I thought it would. How about this?
All right.
I know.
I've got one story, but
no.
Believe it.
I thought you were going to do the other one. We got the other one.
Yeah, I got the other one here. If I can get past these shoe ads. The Daily Mail. Thank you, Daily Mail. I'm not buying these shoes. It's a lot of shoes on screen.
Have you been shopping for shoes lately, JJ?
I have not.
Somebody
I have these pink boots look wonderful. I really might think about that. I would buy those.
Shopping for rompers? Is that what those are on the left?
My God, it's a lot of ads. FBI agents visit scientists building flying saucer at the Falcon Space Lab in New Jersey, and they reveal they're part of an X-Files-like government UFO investigation.
Of course they did.
They wouldn't use the term UFO. The government doesn't use that term anymore.
Right. Yeah. Well, they don't, but everybody else does because that's the colloquial term. They actually say UAP.
Okay.
Mark Sokol, founder of the Falcon Space Laboratory in Hawthorne, New Jersey, told DailyMail.com he was shocked when two federal agents showed up at his shop last Friday. Sokol said the more senior of the two agents told him they had been tasked by the bureau bosses with looking into unidentified anonymous phenomena, the government term for UFOs, making him kind of like Fox Mulder from the classic TV show X-Files. They didn't find anything. They didn't find any dangerous uranium, but they were intrigued by the experiments going on at Falcon Space. Sokol and his colleagues were attempting to use nuclear physics to make objects weightless, a first step towards building a functioning flying saucer.
They've been working with gravity engines for like 40, 50 years in this country.
Yeah, something doesn't smell right. Like if I ran this company and I wanted to get some press, I might try this.
Okay.
Some backers.
Their higher ups sent them.
Can I just say, Falcon Space Labs sounds amazing, and this looks like a garage. It looks like my garage. All right, check this out. I mean, that's not even that great. Look, their desk is made of plywood. Okay, if you get all the way down here at the bottom of the story, there's a bunch of stuff here. Hey, but check this out.
They've got. I mean, the Falcon Space Labs have a Twitter, an X page you can go to. They have 357 followers, so they're pretty big.
357. How many of them are porn bots?
Advanced anti-gravity technology. I'm following. They have 358 now. That's me. That was me. I'm 350.
Okay. There's documents from this venture, codenamed Project 1794, were declassified in 2012, and they include schematics for something that looks like it comes out of a science fiction movie. According to papers published by the National Archives, a flying saucer was designed to fly between Mach 3 and Mach 5 at a ceiling of 100,000 feet with a maximum range of 1,000 nautical miles. Despite the indications of initial success at a low cost, the project fizzled out when the engineers failed to get the craft to fly more than a few feet off the ground. From 2015 to 2017, the U.S. Navy filed for a series of patents for futuristic inventions, including a triangle-shaped airplane that could go underwater, and a craft that uses an inertial mass reduction device, or anti-gravity. Deke, there's your anti-gravity engine.
I told you they've been working on this for 40 or 50 years.
The inventor, Dr. Salvatore Pais, boasted of in the patent of a possible extreme speeds by his vehicle and the potential to engineer the fabric of reality at the most fundamental level. But
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Finish this article. I want to talk about it.
But other physicists criticize the filings for the lack of specific technical details in the patents themselves, and allegedly using nonsensical pseudoscience terms, fueling theories that
you've lost me.
Stop screaming.
You've lost me a long time ago.
My wife is screaming in the room. That's
all right. It's her room.
She's screaming at our dog.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Am I interrupting your show? Let me go take her out.
Anyway, so the Navy was filing paperwork on this gravity drive. They couldn't get it to work. Okay, gravity drive. There you go, Deke. Gravity drive.
Why are you just kind of completely against even considering that something like this could exist? Why do you have such a closed outlook on something like this? You're just like, that's dumb. I'm not. I mean, I'm not that type of person. I've never been that type of person. I'm always like, oh, that's fascinating. Why? Well, that sounds dumb. Or why? Well, that sounds logical. Okay.
You mean something like a gravity drive?
Yeah. Why is that so hard to believe that we probably have something like that if we did, I sure as shit wouldn't want to get it out in the public. You know, I would want to have this technology all to myself and protect it, you know, until I would sure.
If we can reverse.
I sure wouldn't want China and Russia to know I had anti-gravity engines.
Enhanced gravity.
Okay.
I would expect us to want to figure out how to reverse it as well. We can already enhance gravity with like G-spins and stuff like that.
Right.
So why not find a way to not go backwards, but
according to Bob Lazar, you know, the guy that supposedly worked at Area 51, he worked on the gravity engine. And there was a special, I can't remember what it was. It was a special element that they had that we didn't have on Earth, and now we do.
Yeah. It's supposedly a radioactive isotope that we couldn't.
And he described it in layman's terms like this. And this was always the easiest way to describe it to someone. The craft is a Hot Wheels car on the edge of your king-size bed. All right? That's the craft.
Yeah.
It generates a gravity well in front of it. You drop a bowling ball in the middle of that king-size bed. What does the Hot Wheels car do on the edge of the bed? It moves forward towards the gravity. So that's that's how he described the machine working. It generates a gravity well in front of it. That's why it can turn, and you don't experience those turns and stuff inside the machine.
I get that. I've heard him describe that before, and I get the idea in terms of like a concept.
But he's not the only one. What's the Navy SEAL guy that I share videos with you all the time? He's got that.
Oh, that Sean Ryan show. He had another.
He's had a multitude of guests on there. He's had a couple of guests on there that's just been like, if y'all don't think we have this technology, y'all are all dumb.
Look at Miss Danger throwing in some info. Element 115. Also, Bob's full of shit. I agree with you, Miss Danger.
Bob's a little, but Bob has never wavered anything from, and he
has been consistent. Yes,
he's been consistent with everything. And Bob is a very smart guy, but there is some things that I will agree with Miss Danger that I'm just kind of like, okay,
all right. So my reluctance to just kind of like lean into this kind of stuff is like it goes against what I understand, what little I understand of physics and reality, and also having no demonstrable evidence at all.
But the only reason you understand physics and reality is because of your environment and what you have locally experienced. So if you have never experienced anything else, you don't know anything else about that. And you only know what you know about physics and reality, what some asshole told you that figured out 200 years ago. And now we're starting to have technology that's going, that's not right. The particle accelerator over there in Sweden, we have discovered like 6 or 7 new things that we were like, what the fuck is this?
For sure. Absolutely.
Why is it doing this? Why is it, so physics and reality is just what we've been told. It could completely change in 100 years. It's an experience.
Sure.
Your experiences are not.
Okay. So maybe things have changed since I was a kid, but when I was a kid, as far as I know, like when I was in school, grade school and whatever, we do not know how gravity works. We don't know.
When were you in grade school, JJ?
Stop.
You were in no. I have had these thoughts. My daughter is 18 years old. She has humbled me several times because of something that I learned in grade school in the freaking middle 80s. Okay. And that was 40 years ago.
That's true.
So technology that has but technology has gone so far that I have been like, I can't think of a particular example. I remember us in the car that I said something and she was like, no. And I was trying to explain this that I had learned and I had known my whole life. And she was like, no, it's this now, blah, blah, blah. And I remember getting a little and looking it up and her being exactly right. The other day, she's done her driver's test and whatnot. And I was driving and I was, what were you told? What were you told when you got your driver's test, where to hold your hands?
10 and 2.
10 and 2.
10 and 2. 10 and 2. It's not that anymore. It's 9 and 3 because we figured out that the airbags fuck your arms up when you do that. So you need to hold it here or down here for the airbag. That was not a thing when we were. So that's a prime example.
Okay. So we know how to measure gravity. We know how to calculate gravity. We know what the gravitational constant is for the universe. It's the distance between mass object 1, mass object 2 divided by the that's how you can measure and calculate the effect of gravity. But I don't know that we know how gravity works or why it works in the first place.
We don't know.
Much less
we don't know how radio waves work.
So how would we make a gravity engine if we don't even know how gravity works?
What does he say on Talladega Nights, the dad? How does a 2-tranny posit track engine work? I don't know. It just does.
Okay. All right.
There are a lot smarter people out there than me and you and Sinister.
That's true.
That are figuring this stuff out, man.
But okay, so here's
the answers that will confuse us even more if we try to ask them the question.
Here's 2 possible and not the exclusive possible scenarios, but here's 2 possible scenarios. Scenario 1, we have this technology and we don't want Russia, Iran, China, whatever to know that we have it. So we're hiding it really, really well. Hold on, let me give you my scenarios. I don't know.
Okay. Well.
Okay. So scenario 1 is that we have this amazing high-tech stuff and we don't want our enemies to know that we have it. So we hide it and we hide it better than we've ever hidden anything. Here's scenario 2. None of it's real, but we want people to think that we have it. So they'll be afraid to shoot at us. This one makes more sense to me.
That one sounds ludicrous to me. Your example
Bluffing
makes sense to you. Sounds ludicrous to me.
Pretending you have something you don't, like Star Wars Interspace Defense System, Ronald Reagan, 1980s. We got Star Wars. We're going to shoot those missiles from space.
You don't think there's weapons circling our planet right now?
Maybe now, but not in 1980. So we have a history of lying about what we have to maintain
this
power
is going
advantage.
To be just, we agree to disagree on this. I disagree with you. There's no way you can change my mind.
Dave, what do you think? Does the government lie?
I know what Dave's going to say.
No comment.
No comment. Oh, Miss Danger, I love you for showing up.
Wait.
She says Bob's consistently full of shit.
Which government?
Oh,
All
shadow government.
All of them.
All of them.
All governments lie.
I didn't say all governments lie. I said
all right. This is can go on your alien news, JJ. I got you one here.
Yes.
From Deke's
all right.
stash here.
Hidden beneath Antarctica ice for eons, scientists have made a chilling ancient discovery.
So a team of researchers. What?
Set this up.
The truth is out there.
A team of researchers says they have discovered a massive ancient landscape beneath the Antarctic ice, where it has remained preserved for eons. Technology, JJ, is allowing us to shoot these space-age sci-fi lasers from super airplanes way up in the sky, and it allows us to look at this stuff. Scientists recognize that it is rare to discover landscapes that have been preserved well enough to offer a record of the way ice conditions appeared long ago. A team of scientists now reports the discovery of an extensive relic pre-glacial landscape, which, despite remaining covered by ice for, they say, millions of years, remains remarkably well preserved. Ooh, there's where your space alien bases are, JJ, right there in Antarctica.
So if you encase something in ice, it'll stay forever?
Have you not seen? There's a documentary that was made in the 80s called Encino Man. And in this documentary, Encino Man, these two high school kids, they were digging a pool and they found a caveman. And yes, it was very well preserved. Have you heard the Pauly Shore theory that Link is, if you will notice, in almost every single Pauly Shore movie, Link is in those movies. Brendan Fraser, is that who it was? Brendan Fraser?
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Fraser. Yeah. He shows up as Link in every one of those movies. Like in The Army Now, there's a scene where Link walks up and does something and walks away. And in like Son-in-Law, he's in there and he does something in Son-in-Law. And he's in every one of the Pauly Shore movies.
No. Link. Yeah. You're saying there's a Pauly Shore-verse?
Yes, the Pauly Shore verse.
Or is it Linkiverse?
I can find it.
It's a Linkiverse.
Pauly Shore has an interconnected movie universe?
Dude. Yeah. Hang on. Let me see if I can find this.
I'm in. Let's go.
I know. Okay. That's just
Wheeze in the juice, buddy.
Wheeze in the juice.
Oh my God.
I gotta show kids.
I watched Pauly Shore when he was an MTV VJ or whatever. God, he was.
Yes, I love Pauly Shore. He was
wild.
Okay, where's
hilarious.
Here we go. Let me see if I can. This is it. This is from Facebook.
Multiverse theory out there.
Okay, let me start all over again.
There is a Pauly Shore multiverse theory out there. In Son-in-Law, there is a costume party going on in the dorms, and Link appears. Pauly Shore is wearing like a weird costume. He grabs a frog out of his hat and like puts a lighter to it and burns it and takes a bite out of it and walks away.
Right.
And in the army now, a guy named Link, dressed in army outfit, walks over and says, "Don't eat the chicken. Tastes just like frog." And he walks away. What the Yeah, that's Pauly Shore multiverse, dude. Because like Link exists in all of them, but like Pauly Shore is slightly different and sort of every time he kind of gives Link a look like, how do I know that guy?
Weird.
Isn't that weird?
I love it.
Okay, so in the army now, obviously, Encino Man, biodiversity. What else? What else are we talking about? Son-in-law. He's in Son-in-Law.
That was the first one. Yeah, Son-in-Law.
Oh, okay.
They didn't mention Biodome or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in Biodome. That's cool.
At the time, I probably thought, oh, these movies are silly and dumb. But now I think, why can't we make good movies anymore?
Biodome is one of the greatest movies ever made. You want me to tell you a movie? So when Deacon on my Deacon weekends, when my son is with me, I try to on Sunday mornings, Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, we'll get up and we'll watch a movie. on TV, and it's something that he's never seen. And this last weekend I was watching as he was sitting on the couch doing something, playing video games or something. I was watching the 80s movie with John Cusack, Better Off Dead. I love that movie. I've seen it a million times. It's on Prime now. You don't have to buy it. And if you've never seen it, it's a perfect 80s movie. And he watched that movie, and at the end, he was like, that's the greatest movie I've ever seen. I'm like, I know, right? They don't make movies like this anymore. These stupid, great 80s
original
movies.
ideas. No, it's now adaptation of a thing, of something, of a something.
All right, I'm done with my story.
All right, I had a funny story.
Okay, what you got?
Let me see if I can figure out how to share this one. Here we go. I sent this one to Deep the other day. Yep.
I'm going to put it up. Okay, hold on. Here you go.
All right. Do you see that their city orders risque Halloween display to be taken down? This happened in Utah.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice. Yeah, no real comment other than how would you react to driving by a display like this?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I wouldn't like my neighbor to have that display. I'll say
that. Creative, incredibly creative.
For folks that didn't look close enough, that was a stripper pole. Oh my God.
You're not seeing any boobs, JJ.
No. I went over to X because I was like, that reminded me of a photo that I had seen on X, and I searched for Halloween yard, and oh my God, I got some stuff that's not Halloween, and I didn't even know this stuff was on X. This is horrible and disgusting. So here you go. Here's a compliment to your Halloween yard. Let me pause this. This isn't the one I was looking for, but this is pretty good. And there's no wieners. So it's just improvement over what I saw a second ago. Fucking keep your dicks off camera, people. What the fuck's wrong with you? Look at this.
Yo.
There's a Halloween.
This is so cool.
Halloween carousel yard.
Yo. This is so cool.
I saw another one. It's got carnival of skeletons. Okay.
I remember.
You guys do decorations?
No.
Yeah, me neither. My wife has actually never been into Halloween ever. Never. Not since she was a kid. Not when we were married. Didn't really think it was fun. And I was like, let's dress up and scare kids. And she was like, that's stupid. You're an idiot. Well, our kids like Halloween. They love dressing up. So now she's kind of into it. So she has gone all the way from like, Halloween is for the devil. We won't be doing that here. To like letting our kids watch Nightmare Before Christmas and I don't know, some other Halloween movies. And we actually have a Halloween decoration in our yard, which has never happened before.
Oh, really?
In our entire marriage. Yeah. It's a blow up pumpkin thing. Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah. My neighbor has a Buc-ee's one that is just absolutely amazing. Since you're down in Texas, you know Buc-ee's very well. It's like an inflatable jack-o'-lantern.
Bucky, a jack-o'-lantern Buc-ee's, like a beaver.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's
great. Folks, whatever you do, do not search for Halloween yard on Twitter. Don't do that.
I thought I sent one.
Miss Danger, you might want to.
Wow.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all we got.
Really?
You guys got.
Oh wait, there was that other one here. The Halloween gold. Unless you want to save that for Halloween, I threw it in news drops.
Oh, we'll find some more. We'll find some more Halloween stuff.
Oh yeah, we'll do that one. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
JJ, I'll let you throw that one up.
I don't see it. I don't know.
We can do that one on Halloween. We can do that one.
Yeah, for Halloween.
Okay.
It was great.
All right.
All right, JJ, give me your joke today. I want to go 22-0. I'm gonna let.
I got it yesterday.
You only get to do that if there's a punchline. Let me get one. There's a punchline.
Every joke should have a punchline, JJ.
What did the father buffalo say to his little boy when he dropped him off at school?
My son. Try again.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not even going to count that one.
Yeah, I feel like I may have done that one before.
I've heard that one a million times.
Everyone has done that one before.
Where does Batman go to relieve himself?
The Bat Room.
See you later, buddy. We need to get JJ. Please join our Discord server right up here, right there, and give JJ a joke, please. We're going to force him to start reading your jokes instead of this Goodwill box that he bought.
You get a joke?
I got one. So, well, kind of. Last night I was sitting there on the couch with Ashley, and I was going through because I screenshot a bunch of jokes so I can remember them, and I was trying to go through, and I was like, "Should I do the crab joke?" And she was like, "Do not do the crab joke tomorrow. Don't do the crab joke." And I was like, "I'm just going to set it aside because I think it'll do in a pinch."
Nice.
JJ's not back. He's gone.
No,
forever.
he's steamed. If we look close enough, we could probably see the anchors in his eyes. Have you ever heard that song "Wet Dream"?
Mm-mm.
It was a Dr. Demento. All right, I'll share my joke then for the T-Rex. I the other night was trying to tie a couple ropes together, and I really struggled. I found out I could not.
That's a good one. Very nice. I've got to screenshot this right here.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.